language is great delicacies. So, first of all, I'd like to call up Professor Lee as part of the group to give a speech.
Thank you all for being present to witness this happiest moment of the bride and the groom. I have decided to speak English, thanks to my Chinese fellow Chinese who are all bilingual. Good on you guys. April, give me just a couple of minutes to talk, and caution me that the speech should be interesting and humorous. Wow, these requirements are really harder than I have thought. You know, I have delivered numerous lectures at Massey University, but on the dismal science of economics. And I remember in 2005, April was awarded the title of Dux by Westlake Boys High School, and I told my boss, Professor Rose, about this. Professor, I would be happy to offer April a 3-year full scholarship to study economics. So I passed these words to April. But you know what he said? No. Economics is boring. So, as a boring economics educator, the best I could hope for today is that you guys won't fall asleep during my speech. Anyway, today's event offers me a special occasion to tell some stories about our beloved, but also a little bit spoiled son. However, due to the time constraint imposed by him, I can only pick one story to tell, which is how April played with Chinese convention to achieve his goal. Now, listen to me. As many of you have already known, the couple's love initially encountered an impediment from us as the parent. To resolve that problem, April explored an element in the Chinese convention. That is, in China, grandparents usually would support grandchildren against their parents. So, while visiting back to China, he complained to his grandparents about our disapproval. And of course, said a lot of nice things about Lara. And then his grandparents accused us. I remember, in particular, my parent-in-law said to me, at the beginning, we also disapproved our daughter for having you as a boyfriend. but then they admitted, had their daughter listened to them, they would now have lost an outstanding son-in-law. Wow, what a flattering and powerful point. How could I not be convinced by that point? So, to some degree, April's outflanking tactics worked. But I must emphasize, the most important reason for us to give up our disapproval is Lara. Lara's actual deeds has deeply impressed and moved us, making us realize that she possessed a very nice personal character, and above all, she's so loving and caring to people. Now, to just illustrate, I have been wondering since when Lara has started to call April baby in front of us. Wow, you could have as many different interpretations of that as you like, but mine is this. Lara has and will continue to take over my wife's job to look after April's daily life, so that April can devote more of his time and effort to career development. Now this would be just just like the relationship between myself and my wife since we got married. So I once asked myself, what more I would want from my wife? And by the same token, what more Akron would want from his prospective wife? Not much different, because in the eyes of my wife, I am a baby too. Two baby-like husband and two mother-like wives. Anyway, however, having said that, I would like to add, son, don't just blissfully enjoy the love and caring from your wife, but you should also let your wife appreciate and have the same from you as well, unlike your father. Now, in this regard, I'm afraid your father is not a good example for you to follow. But I believe you will do much better than your father. You and Lara are both working in the medical profession and have been trained to be thoughtful, nice, and kind to your patients. So, there's no reason for me to doubt that you two will be taking each other as the half of your hearts in your whole life ahead. And then what about the parents? The parents are about just one thing. That is making sure that our kids will have lifetime happiness. And by that standard, my wife, especially my wife, and I cannot claim that we have done all we could to try to make that happen. Next, let me present you a special wedding gift to the couple. Namely, the marriage congratulation couplet or poem. It embodies classical Chinese wedding culture. And as a poet, I composed it and I asked a famous Chinese calligrapher to write it. Now let me do the translation for you. Now this one, this column. Yes, this is the first column. This column says, the benevolent magical couple have their deep love glisten on unity candles, making the sun, moon, and the stars envy. Now this column says that the predestination of different ethnic nations blooms twin orchids on one stalk, with the fragrance filling up the air of China, the Philippines, and New Zealand. Thank you. Okay, finally, I'm pleased to announce that none of you have fallen asleep during my speech. Okay, now let me invite you all to join me. You making a wish for the lifetime happiness to the married couple. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Professor Lee, for that really heartfelt speech.
你超时了。
Your answers is not present at all in that.